What up, what up? This is Dilio coming to you again with a keyboard review. And this is kind of like my final review. There's also going to be some other things that I do with this. If you haven't, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more reviews, remakes, tutorials, and all this stuff right here at Dilio T2K YouTube channel. This is the Microkorg. This is the white colorway. They use colorway language, right? They also have a black one. I thought I saw a gray one online. And in this video, I'm just going to, you're probably, the reason you looked this video up is like you're wondering about this unit. Like, is it worth getting? Is this something that you want to purchase? Is it a waste of time? Is it a waste of money? And a lot of times what I like to do is just kind of get my first thoughts. But now that I had it for a while, I want to talk about my experience from it and help you make your own decision. If you do decide to get this thing, make sure you use my link in the description below so that you can show me some love and, it'll help me. So I'm going to help you first, and if you want to purchase, then maybe you can help me out too. All right. So this is the Microkorg, and it just goes to show you that these things are good. And the reason I say that, and the reason I purchased this, is based off the track record of the previous unit. See, I use an original Microkorg, and I really just took a leap of faith and bought this one because I liked how it looked, I liked how it sounded, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready for a fresh Microkorg. And here's the thing. My old Microkorg that I bought secondhand still works perfectly to this day. It is a workhorse, and I think this is a nice modernized version of it. You still get the vocoder on here with the microphone, with the gooseneck. That comes on here. You got the color screen. The color screen is actually pretty fly. And the interactive graphics that are going on there, they're kind of stimulating, kind of makes it fun. Brings a little bit of that childlike toy like aspect of you turn it on, you see it something light up. It's very stimulating, and it kind of helps you give you an idea of what you're doing to your sounds. Sound browsing is a little bit more refined and modernized. They didn't have hip hop and R&B on the old one, but they got it on this one. I thought that was pretty cool. And what else do I like? It's easy to browse the sounds. The pitch bend, let's talk about that. We'll just kind of go across the front and then we'll go across the back. The pitch bend is very playable. You can really cut and riff on it and solo and chop and really kind of freak it how you want to if you want to do those nice R&B leads or rock leads for that matter. The octave up and down is right there. If you're a transposer, and I have to admit sometimes I am, and that's something I need to work on, it's easy to transpose on this block there. Mic inputs is on the front here. On the old one, on the original Microkorg, the volume knobs were on the back, but they actually have them on the front here, which is pretty cool. Knob selection, very refined. The tints in there feels like this is going to last a long time. This is like a metal. I don't know what. I don't want to say it's brushed aluminum. I don't know, but it feels good. It's got the nice ribbed kind of detents on there, so you're not slipping around on that. Browsing different banks, and you get user banks on each of these. So you got 8 banks, and then you have a user bank for each bank in case you want to do a lot of sound. Now at this time, if I want to make a little bullet point of a gripe right there. There isn't a librarian for this software, and what I wanted to do was actually share the TalkBox patch that I made and saved on here. But I'll have to kind of do it the old-fashioned way and just walk you through it with the video, which I don't mind doing. I think that'd be good for some content. The looper is cool. It's a cool thing to do. It's all right. These buttons right here are kind of like hotkeys. They do a pretty good job as far as like helping you navigating. There is a home button, so you ever get lost in the settings and you just want it to play, the home button is here, and also the scope button is here. It kind of took me a while to figure that out because on the screen you get that the scope, like how the mini-log and monologue did back in the day. Not that far back in the day, but back in the day. And now you have that here. You have different sections over here. You got your voice pitch assign, oscillator, mixer, amp, timbre, right? You got your timbre edits here. And that all goes back to this being a dual timbre keyboard. Now, this keyboard itself has about 8 voices. And you can split those voices between a unison mode on a regular timbre voice, or you can split them. I don't think there's a key split setting on here, but if you wanted to play, or if you wanted to have an arpeggiator on one timbre and another sound on another, you could. They play well together. These knobs are color-coded, which is cool because they represent what you see on the screen. And on top of that, we got the vocal processing, effects, and the EQ. The EQ is key for really getting that bass out of this because if you use regular just sounds on here, if you use an initialized patch, what happens is that it doesn't sound real bassy. And typically with me, I like my analogs bassy. That's why I like the mode, because if you hit that note on that, you're getting all the bass. You're not going to get all the bass. You're going to get the note, but if you really want to push it out, you're either going to have to pull it out with an EQ on your destination where you're mixing at, or you could push it out here. I mean, this thing will crank out some bass, but you have to tell it to. It's flat mixed, you know. So I think that's kind of good for translation. But if you want to have a little bit of fun and you want to party, you got to hit that EQ right there. Now, the interesting thing about this is that when you want to turn these on, you can't just hit the button. You can't just hit the vocoder. You can't just hit a hard tune. You can't just hit harmonize. You have to actually hold the on button first, then hit the button. That's going to turn it on for all these sections right here. And the vocoder works good. When I started using the vocoder, it was trying to match the key of my voice and not the note that I played. I didn't really like that, but all you gotta do is change the mode, tell it to use the keyboard, change it to that mode, and then we'll play the notes that you play. Hard tune, not a big fan of it. I'm spoiled by auto tune, but it's still a cool tool if you want to have that effect. And the harmonizer is actually not too bad. But the harmonizer is fed by the sound from the hard tune sound, and it's not the greatest. And even this microphone, it does okay. It's convenient. It's like all in one. But you do have an option to put up another microphone in there. The modulation is cool. You got different modulation like distortion, chorus, things of that nature that you can tweak via the knobs, and they sound pretty decent. It's going to get the job done. It's not Juno D chorus by any long shot or fancy chorus, but it's going to get you in the ballpark. Now, the delay is good. You got the ping pong. Delay is not very hard. And you have filtering on the delays. And the reverb is okay. It's not like Collider great. It's not Valhalla verb great. But it's still a good key. It's still a good reverb there. And I like it. It's going to help you get the idea down. And then the EQ does it's good. It's like two bands. You got like a high and a low. And then you can change the frequency of how it shells from the low and the high like that. If you can imagine a EQ thing right there, which is pretty cool. Let's go to the back. So the back is a little bit different because you don't have the MIDI through. Back in the day, a lot of keyboards had MIDI through, but I'm glad that they still included traditional MIDI. It's just, I don't want to say goodbye to traditional MIDI DIN ports. It's just something about them that helps me appreciate them and helps me stay nostalgic just a little bit. You got the 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, it's 1/8 inch, not 1/4 inch jack right there that I believe is phantom powered for this condenser gooseneck mic. It's not the highest of quality, but it will work. The headset microphone you can hook up to that's 1/4 inch, you can plug into there. You got an aux in if you want to play some tracks through it, I think. Damper and switch, I guess if you want to hook up a sustain pedal to this. You got left and right, and you have a headphone out. And this is modernized, so this is actually USB Type-C. Now, I haven't really experienced anything with this yet or experimented. It'd be interesting if you could power this keyboard from the Type-C. That would be pretty fun. And you got your power jack there. On the bottom, you have the feet to keep it in place, and you have a battery bay right here. And this battery bay will enable you to put in 6 AA batteries where you can jam anywhere you want to your heart's content. I'm all about portability and fun. I mean, imagine like just pulling up to a jam session and asking, hey, y'all got an extra channel? And y'all ain't got to just take an extra channel for 1/4 inch. You even got to plug me in. And you could just play right here. It'd be interesting if I could just hook up some, I ain't going to do it though. Hook up some guitar strap hooks right here and then just try to play it like this, you know? Or I'm sorry, play it like this because I'm right-handed, you know, which you kind of can because it's very light. It's light. It's portable. I do recommend a hard case with these because I did get mine scratched up pretty bad. I'm embarrassed to say, but it's true. I did embarrass myself and scratch up my original microkorg, but it's still a workhorse. That's why I don't have it in here now because it's still in the case put away for the next gig. Everything's in that hard case. It's ready to go. I don't like to find parts. You know how you're trying to leave for a gig and you're trying to find your parts and your cables and stuff like that. Whereas if you have something already packed all times, when it's time to go to the gig, you just go, right? So let's close this out. Now, this keyboard, should you get this keyboard if you got a Microkorg 1? Yeah, I think so. Because it's so utilitarian. If you're gigging with the other one, if you want to really take care of it and protect it in a hard case, yeah, it's not. It's going to last a long time, and the key bed feels good. I was very impressed with it. I don't think if I was impressed with it, I probably would have sent it back. But it's going to be a workhorse. I like how it sounds. It's not going to be, if you want to compare it, it's not going to sound as good as a Hydra Synth. I'm just going to put that out there. This thing right here sounds amazing, but you don't get the pitch and mod. I don't know why they did it like this. I don't know why they did that like that. It would have really set it off for me as a keyboard player. But look at this right here. Even this one has a battery bay. But as far as fat, basic analog sounds, this thing will sound better. And the keys are more advanced too. But this is not about the Hydra Synth. But I think it's a winner. You're going to like it. And if you learn how to get under the hood and really work the sounds with it, it can be a lot of fun. Only drawbacks is right now there's no librarian to share presets or come out with a preset pack. That's the only really drawbacks. It sounds good. It doesn't sound great. Hydra Synths sound great, but this sounds good. It's not bad. It's not rinky-dink. So that's my review. I hope you like this type of stuff. Let me know what you think about this keyboard. Are you going to get yourself one? I know people are telling me they're getting theirs already on the way, and I'm excited about it. It's going to take some time to penetrate the market. It's going to get there. It just needs some time. All right, like, comment, subscribe. You're watching Dilio T2K YouTube channel. I'll see you later. Peace out. We gone.